Hello friends, how you doing? Welcome to my channel and thanks for dropping by. Okay, today we'll get right into it and okay, there's a topic I want to start out today and that is falling off the wagon. Now this is something we all do, or most all, you know. Everybody who's ever been on a diet, sometimes falls off the wagon, you know, and some of them fall off and stay off. They forget to get back on the wagon. So today I want to talk about how I would handle this issue. Now, everybody's different and everybody has their own way of doing things, but there were times I would, fall off the wagon. We all get these like little cravings. Have you ever had a craving that was so monstrous that it would haunt you even in your dreams? I have. I've actually had dreams where I was eating spaghetti or, macaroni and cheese or, a baked potato. I mean, I've actually had dreams where it would, this craving that I kept pushing away and pushing away. And so sometimes what I would do is if it was a really fierce craving, I would just go ahead and do it. Like one time I was missing, spaghetti really bad. And, and since I had been staying away from pasta, I jumped in and made, you know, some spaghetti. And I used meatloaf that, well, it was my um keto meatloaf, so that wasn't too bad. And I used some Italian, you know, sausages. Cook those up and slice them up. So I went full force. Okay, so I made me some pasta and I made my own homemade sauce. So I was doing it as easy as I can, but the pasta was something I was supposed to stay away from. And I had it like maybe twice, you know. I think maybe even in the same day. I don't remember now because it's been quite a while, a long time ago. And but I had it. I satisfied that craving, and then I jumped right back on the wagon and went right back to my diet. So that way it wasn't so disastrous. And I didn't even, gain any weight, from doing that because I went, straight back on keto and, you know, did my fasting. Excuse me. Which the fasting is what, helps a lot. And if you have to, do an OMAD, do a 24-hour fast. And, get it all out of your system. So that's pretty much how I, handle falling off the wagon. Now, I'd mentioned one time before that, like I treat myself on my birthday and have, a one serving slice of carrot cake. And now I do the same thing there. I go right back on, jump back on that wagon and do a cleanse, do the fast, and get it out of my system. And because we all know that, well, like starches, excuse me, starches, in your system, in your body, turns into sugar. sugar turns into fat. So there you go. And that's why some people, have a hard time sticking with the diets, because sometimes they'll fall off the wagon, and then they'll get, I don't know, they just kind of think, well, I screwed up. I might as well just keep on doing it. But you don't have to keep on doing it, because you can start over. Right after you make your boo-boo, you can start over again. And no harm done, you know. So that's how I handle it. Another thing that I would do is when I'm dieting, like if you've got 100 pounds to lose, or 120 or 80 or whatever the number is, I would put my mindset at, okay, I've got 10 pounds I need to lose. And that would be where I'd set my goal. No higher than 10 pounds. And if that was too difficult, sometimes you can set it at 5 pounds. Well, what's going to happen? You're going to reach that goal pretty quick. So, and then you're happy about it. I mean, if you got 100, 120 set in your mind, and you go, oh God, I got it. But I've only lost 7 pounds this month. Or I only lost, 10 pounds this month. And you're going to be, you're not going to be so happy. But if your goal is only, 7 pounds or 10 pounds to begin with, yay, that's a celebration. So, and then after you reach that, after you do that, then you set another 10-pound goal or 7-pound goal, whatever works for you. And that's how I did it. I mean, because I wouldn't put my expectations too high. Start, from as soon as I hit that goal, and then I'd set the goal again, set another goal. And which made it seem like I was really being successful. Yes, because you are being successful. So anyway, that's my little tips about, falling off the wagon. So I guess I've already said what I need to say on that topic. So I thank you for stopping by, and I hope my friends stick with me, because I'm gonna do pretty soon, I don't know when, I'm gonna do a video on where I started and how I started. And I'll even show some maybe before and after pictures, stuff like that. How I started on the journey, because that was the beginning place, and it tells a little bit more about me and my journey, because we all, we're different. I'm no doctor. I'm no diet expert. I'm just talking about how I did it, how I lost over 100 pounds. So you take care, and don't forget, subscribe, like, and comment if you would like. So have a great day. Bye. Ciao.